At exactly 5:15 p.m. on June 28, 1980, Robert Davidson was riding his motorcycle down Interstate 74 in Acton, Indiana. Behind him, holding on tightly, was his wife. The skies were darkening, and thick raindrops began striking their arms like pebbles. Robert knew they'd need to pull over, but before he could react, there was a sudden flash of light. A sharp pain tore us through his body. He lost control. The bike crashed, and everything went black. Less than 5 minutes later, an ambulance pulled up. First responders rushed to the scene. One of them, a woman named Kimberly, checked Robert for a pulse. Nothing. He was clinically dead. Kimberly began stabilizing his spine, even though there was no sign of life. Then, out of nowhere, a woman appeared. She was wearing a long, old-fashioned black dress, out of place, like she didn't belong in this decade. She ran toward the body, shouting at them, "Let me touch him! I can save him!" The doctors hesitated, confused. She didn't look like she worked there. But no one was doing anything, and Robert was already gone, so they let her through. The woman crouched down beside Robert. She began praying, loudly, furiously, her voice rising to the heavens. She clutched a weathered Bible and lifted it above her head, and then something changed. When she opened her mouth again, it wasn't her voice that came out. It was deeper, stranger. She began speaking in tongues, ancient, unintelligible words, flowing like a chant. And then, Robert breathed, gasped, really. No one could believe what they were seeing. But before they had time to react, a medical helicopter landed nearby. Chaos erupted as they rushed Robert onto the chopper. When he lifted off, the woman in black was gone, vanished into the nearby field. Kimberly and the other medics stood there in stunned silence, replaying what they'd just witnessed. Later, Kimberly would learn that the very field the woman disappeared into used to be the site of the Acton Campground, a 19th century Methodist community. The people who lived there were known for two things: loud, passionate prayer and speaking in tongues. The community had burned to the ground in 1864. After news of Robert's survival spread, some locals came forward with their own stories, others who had seen that same woman on the roadside. Only one explanation ever made sense to them. The woman in black wasn't from this time. She wasn't a passerby. She was the ghost of Acton, drawn back from beyond to save just one more life.